As I ended up predicting in my review of the Season 4 preview event, we would be seeing triple medium as a very strong meta in Season 4, and that is 100% the case. The model and most importantly the pike have completely taken over the meta and are very strong picks right now, especially in higher elo. I do find lower elo CL40 is being seen quite a bit as well, and the odd time in higher elo. Coupled with the defib, heal beam, and double movement, we are seeing this combo a lot more. I saw so many people during the preview comment about how heavy and medium got over nerfed and light got too many buffs and that light is just so OP, and well, obviously they were wrong. I could see if medium gets some tweaks, the stun could become annoying, like I had mentioned again, but with light as it stands, it's currently in arguably the worst state it's ever been. So how did we get here in this medium meta? I'm going to break down the nerfs, buffs, and changes that really impacted the meta and hopefully explain why we got here, potentially pointing to some problem points that might need addressing. I will also try to break down the meta and how it might shift depending on changes the devs choose to go into. In the background, I'm going to have some matches on the ranked game mode this season versus some of the top players in the game right now. This might be a good way to highlight how the meta is being played at the top level of ranked MMR. Also want to say, most of the time I'm very neutral on stuff. It's always really important to keep an open mind and see something from everybody's point of view, but I think this needs to be said. If you are someone who tries to say that light is OP, that medium got over nerfed and it's weak now, I have a hard pill to swallow for you. You do not know what you're talking about, and you have a lot to learn in this game. The popularity of a class does not equal strength, and yes, light is annoying, but that again does not equal overpowered. I also hear the pointless argument of, yeah, well, clearly you're a light main, so I'd like to clarify. Season 1 I mained heavy, Season 2 I was a flex pick, with heavy as my most played. Season 3 I mainly played bow because it was fun content since ranked Cashout was gone, and I was getting pretty bored with the meta pick of SA12 and mesh for heavy. Season 4, I'm actually back to being a flex pick until a meta settles, then I'm going to lock in on whatever my team decides we are all going to be playing as. So currently, I am playing medium since that is the meta. So in short, get good, kid. Now let's break down the way light has been in high elo up until now. The standard XP 54, cloak, stun, gateway, and glitch nade. The idea of this is all about positioning. Scout for your team. Get the first shot, reposition, and play at a decent range. The key word here being range. With Season 4, we saw a ton of buffs to the effective range of weapons, recoil reductions, the sight options allowing for further range introduction, whether it be reducing the visual recoil with an iron sight or using a scope that allows you to see further out. We're seeing a lot more effectiveness at range and a big introduction of the pike that is really defining the meta right now. And heavy with the deagles that got a pretty solid range on them, along with the LMGs having their recoil reduced. We're definitely seeing all classes having a lot more effective range. But for light, we saw a nerf to the LH1 back in Season 3 after it got a buff on patch 3.0, putting the LH1 in the weakest state it's ever been, despite needing multiple buffs during Season 1 and 2, until it finally saw some top level play. I believe Lie Commit might have been one of the few that really shined a light on how strong it could be. The XP54 since day one became basically one of the best options for light. For quite some time, it was kind of the only thing we were seeing because LH1 did end up receiving the nerfs, and slowly became basically the only usable weapon in the comp scene. And on top of that, another LH1 nerf specifically to the range ended up happening in Season 4. The XP also lost 2 damage per bullet, so with all the range buffs to the other classes, this really hurts the main playstyle that was keeping light anywhere close to the meta in comparison to where it was sitting in Season 3, where it specifically played at a further range. And now that playstyle is just kind of gutted. You're going to lose out to a lot of the ARs even, but it's specifically the pike is really killing it. Even deagles can kind of slap a light in a couple of shots. So since then, the main playstyle that we keep seeing on light is a lot more about the close range. And we're sort of seeing this slow shift in the playstyle of light, seeing more dashes and grapples with close range, but in high MMR, you actually barely see any lights at all, especially in the final round, unless they're a very well-known light player, but even a lot of the top light players are actually switching over to medium and heavy. There is a very, very small percentage of top players right now that still use it And the main loadouts that I'm seeing revolve around the M11. What I'm seeing actually shine a little bit more light on is the Dash M11 with Vanish Bomb and Stun or Frag with Gateway. Seems to be seeing a little bit more light, but it doesn't quite provide the same team utility that the old XP Cloak did for. With the model 1887 not getting any nerfs this season, we also see a lot of them still running around, and they are a big threat to the light class. A quick shot and a quick melee is all that's needed to delete a light player. So playing close range as a light is really scary, especially with the 150 HP that they get. Taking a 128 and potentially a melee to just die instantly obviously isn't the best, and even if they don't land that melee, ending up with about 20 HP is going to be very difficult to play off of. And since their range options end up getting gutted with the LH1 and the XP being so bad, they really can't play at range as effectively without the threat of just dying to a pike or one of the ARs that now just outranges them by a lot. The model 1887 is also able to delete heavies pretty effectively, and with heavy we saw the nerf to the mesh. It's a big adjustment to keep using it, and it still is viable, but it really does make it hard for heavies to close the distance as effectively and to take fights in close range, especially when you're facing that model. The new cooldown on usage for mesh and the fact so many heavies aren't running mesh means the pike can simply take free shots from range and just keep that distance, making heavies have a really hard time whether they close the gap or not. So what are the medium classes we are seeing so frequently in ranked? What's the meta around them? Main one is the pike, heal beam, defib, and double movement. Alternatively, we can bring Dematerializer as our third medium. Using the model 1887 can be replaced for the pike on any of these classes if you prefer it. The model actually works really well if you're not facing a lot of other mediums, because if you are facing a lot of other mediums, you're more than likely just going to be piked across the map. I'm also seeing an increase in the CL40, albeit these are very easy to deal with in a higher elo with jump pads and an APS, but are still seen from time to time because it does force the enemy to play a specific way. And when anything is strong but does have counters, the problem is going to be exaggerated in lower elos, as players don't often play as coordinated and they haven't fully learned how to counter some playstyles. In this case, we're actually seeing an influx of CL40 complaints from the casual side, and is causing the flow of gameplay to drastically change around the constant explosions. So I think this should also be looked into. In some cases, like the final round, you can actually swap the zipline for something like glitch trap or frag grenades, or just bring frag grenades in general throughout your rounds, but just synergize something that works with your team comp. So let's get into exactly why this is so oppressive right now. And we first need to explain what is plug meta, which I'm sure some of you might have already heard from some streamers who have been explaining it or talking about it. Plug meta is basically the way we describe the current state of ranked, as the value of inserting the cash box being 30% and team wipes only being 10% means we get a massive lead by just plugging both cash outs. So movement is extremely important. This is why we're basically just stacking double movement on all three players most of the time, and it's pretty common within those triple medium teams. With the pike, we can actually get to cash out and snipe the carrier from far away to attempt to steal the plug. Now, a lot of people will say, well, shouldn't you just defend your own cash out because it's worth more? Yes, you can actually do both. Plug, go to the other cash box, plug, then go back and fight your cash out. You do not in any world need to be sitting on your cash out for a full 2 minutes. Pushing away from it with a zipline and jump pad gives you insane amount of intel. Knowing where they're approaching from, coining them early before they even get close, all very useful rather than waiting till enemies get right on your point before fighting. Let's take the third and fourth vaults for example. These are going to be staggered by a bit in most games, so we're going to go to vault 3 that opens up first. If we win the fight and we plug, now instead of waiting for 2 minutes, we zipline and jump pad to move across the map to the fourth vault to interrupt the transfer to get the plug ourselves, more than likely third partying a fight. Often plugging it in the opposite cash out and not doubling, as it statistically means that we could lose more cash out if it ends up being doubled and potentially lose our first place lead. This is how we're going to play. So after we have plus 10k currency from getting both the third and fourth vault plugs, potentially an extra 1 to 2k for tapping the vault, and each vault itself is now worth 10k if we secure the cash out. We can now fight for 2 different cash outs that will give us that extra 10k. If staggered, we could actually aim for both, which would be 20k. If you're someone only fighting for 1 Cashout and you didn't get any of the plugs, you're aiming for 11k as each steal is 1k. This is why plugging is so important. There's often 3 rounds of vault rotations, so 6 cash boxes in total, to potentially get instant cash. Plugs, as a total of 6, account for 30k total cash. On top of this, kills count for 500 each. Taps are 1k, steals are 1k. So constantly running around the map, taking fights, plugging, stealing cash out stations, and not even securing the cash out station, in total are actually a lot of the total currency that's going to be earned throughout the match. You can certainly fight for the cash out station, but honestly, it isn't even needed, especially the early on ones. You're better off just going for safe gains like kills. Cash outs are a bonus, obviously a massive bonus though, and should be something that you obviously try to get. It just isn't as important as it used to be. So on top of the plug meta, what else is strong? Getting incremental gains with kills. DMR is perfect for this, as you can third-party fights from a safety net of being miles away. Avoiding wipes also helps a good amount to keep the lead. The 10% loss isn't as impactful as it used to be, but it's still nice to avoid, and what helps with avoiding that? Well, not dying. So Heal Beam does wonders to stack teams. 3 Heal Beams, just keeping everyone alive, is very strong, or even just having 2. This will help you win more fights, give less money to enemies by avoiding the death. Another thing making 3-stack mediums so useful is the fact it becomes a zombie fight. What's harder than killing 3 healing enemies? Well, ones that can instantly get revived. Basically turning the 750 HP total team into a 1500 HP plus with all the revives and all the heal beams that you can end up using. This is partly why glitch traps are useful, as they can counter the heal and defibs when facing the same strat that you're going to be using with triple medium. Making mediums the class with currently some of the best weapons, the best supporting options, the best map movement, the best defense tools, and the longest survivability. So it is a no-brainer that medium is currently eating real good. Now for Embark to balance, this is going to be a little tricky, as if we were to gut the survivability and defensive options, light will just take over. The weapons on medium, if they get over nerfed, we end up with a very boring class to play, as the damage output won't be satisfying. We remove movement from the class, and that supportive role to help heavies could really make heavies less viable in the meta. I'm not going to sit here and say that if they just nerf Pike, Model, Defib, and Heal Beam that the game is going to be perfect. We have seen it far too often where if you over nerf or over buff one thing, 10 other things get majorly impacted. Whether this is good or bad, it's always something to consider when suggesting a nerf or a buff, and for Embark to consider when they actually make a nerf or a buff. I also want to point out that this is particularly an issue for rank cashout and higher elo. I would still say the meta is lingering in low elos. Even when I've been spectating some of the streams of people who are in like silver or bronze, I'm still seeing tons of mediums, and it's a lot of the same sort of meta. Might not be fully the same. And even in World Tour, we see that a lot, but to be honest, I've just been enjoying a lot of World Tour lately because I can play anything other than medium. Since most of the lobbies end up with 12 mediums ranked anyways, it's nice to kind of have a change of pace. I've actually seen a lot of other ranked grinders doing the same, just going like triple light in World Tour just to get a break from ranked. I'm hoping we start seeing some balance changes over the next few patches, as these early season changes are very important to the player base retention. We saw a massive influx of new players for this season, and it's been awesome to see the finals growing. I really hope Embark can polish up the balancing so we can keep these players long term. Too many top players I know got burnt out within the first week due to the triple medium plug meta. And if you aren't already, please consider subscribing for future content on the finals. I do lots of discussion pieces, guides, gameplay, and general educational content for the finals. Thank you to all my members. Comment below what your thoughts are on the meta of Season 4. Find 2 friends, run triple medium, become zombies, and I will see you in the finals. Yeah, fuck, I'm dead.
I fucking whiff, dude. Two over here.
Group up assault, group up assault.
Ready's low.
Hey, good day, go, 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 go.
Good day, good day, good day. Come here.
Okay.
It's okay.
I can't aim right now. Anyone.
I got the sprint bug, bro. I got the sprint bug. Let me sprint. Hello?
More than once another team wipe for the big splash. And boom, interception in the arena.
Didn't see that steal coming, Scotty. Even as a former contestant, what an adrenaline rush.
I should have just naded again and stayed back. My fault.
I'm going up there.
Oh my god.
Let's
This
go.
chair. Above us or?
Yeah,
Super move by the live wires. Cash out complete.
He's still up top admin or top temple.
A new vault is ready to be opened.
Oh fucking hell, you're dead.
Oh.
They chase us? Yeah, they do.
Wakey, wakey, back to the battle. Back in play.
The live wires are storming vault.
Do you not see me? Bro, my frames. Please. Above
Spotted
us.
an enemy.
One's not all the way up here, maybe. I got commit.
I'm quitting.
Right here? That's Rendy. You can kill that guy. The other one's on me. I'm dead. Two are on my body.
Oh, they're jumping past.
I
Fuck.
died.
A contestant is on an elimination streak.
The big splash can't catch
Mm.
a break. Team wipe again.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
The live wires picked up a cash box.
Question mark. Give us what they got. Question mark.
What?
Want us on D? Question mark.
No.
No.
This match has passed its midway.
I don't think I'm ever do that for us.
Action still in store for you.
Hell no.
No time to run against stats, viewers.
Ooh.
Cash out started by our leading team.
That should set me all funny like.
Charge out of here as our champions.
Enemy spotted. Down there. Down there.
That guy's cooked. They're playing Manor, probably, right? Yeah.
We could flip
do
it.
here,
We could
bro?
flip it.
Yo, straight? Like,
Okay.
what?
Wait a second, Chase.
Said flip it.
I'm saying we could.
Like, they're just gonna fucking... You don't think they're just gonna clay pigeon you out of the air?
Oh, they're sending it.
Yeah,
No flatlines on my watch.
Rendy dead.
Send it back. 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 Flip it. Flip it. Flip it. Flip it. Oh, never mind. Just send it. No. 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 No.
Dude, there's so one.
You flip me, I can flip off.
I got you.
It might drop.
Back in action. Hop on up.
Shoot him as they cross. Shoot him as they cross. Shoot. Steal. 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 Steal.
Frag grenade set.
No way, we should. That was. Nah.
Let's go. Let's go. Legend. Legend.
I'm so sorry.
Let's go.
Dude, how did I not die?
Fucking legend.
No, he was
I also have this bonus video here because I really wanted to show you guys how HML kind of works in this meta, at least how we've been running it. It's been really, really fun. I wouldn't say it's the best, but you can still kind of rock it if you want to. And I also kind of want to just kind of point out how the spawns have been really, really funky lately. So feel free to pay attention to this VOD here and the sort of spawns that we notice and point out. We had it really, really bad here, and I was even able to kind of predict some of them as well. It's been a pretty big mess with how the spawns are working lately, so just wanted to kind of put this in here at the end to kind of also emphasize how the meta's been a little bit weird lately.
Swooped up the cash box. It's all connecting now to the live wires. They've started the match's first cash out.
That spawn's back, by the way. Wait, they're already underneath. Oh, how?
What? They're on point.
They literally spawned underneath us.
Shit.
They had to have spawned underneath us.
Unless one of them was just like camping there? Like, how the fuck did that happen? No, wait, they died. They died.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's crazy. That's so crazy, man.
Watching open bridge and no one crossed. But they were already on like right there.
That was us respawning across the map for sure. I just heard them spawn here again.
Yeah, they did.
What?
I
Above cash right now. Side is low. Getting pocket. They got a sledge.
They're both like decently low. He's like too far on site.
This is exactly what the live wires needed. They've pocketed our first cash out.
Bro, the fuck.
Heavy.
This. I like where am. What are these spawns?
We'll need to try again. Team wiped.
What are these actual spawns?
Oh, they're right there.
How the fuck do they spawn inside
Cash out complete.
of a hospital? 2 times in a fucking row while we're there. And then anytime we get a spawn, it's the complete opposite side of the map from any objective. The furthest spawn you can get. And these dudes get 2 fucking spawns right on objective. I just like, I don't get it. What is wrong with my account? Why can't I get spawn? Why can't I get good spawn? There's the orange going up. Jesus fucking Christ. Where's the other point? Oh, see.
On couch. Alright, good second.
The live wires grabbed a cash box.
Yeah, they are. That's cringe.
Wait, it's pink on point.
Yeah, it's pink. Sure is pink. Who else?
Orange. He's gonna be half.
Could be low. 4 bar.
The shock and awe find themselves on the receiving end of a wipe again.
I'm just gonna lose my shit, bro. I'll go get it.
Gateway
Somebody else is here. They just gatewayed on me.
That's my gateway. Just so I can come back with a perspective. Let's go see. Like, whose dick at Embark do I gotta suck to get these kind of spawns?
They're just sitting up top.
Oh, they jump down. They jump down.
That's my fault.
Fuck. Whose actual real life cock do I have to suck, bro? Please tell me. Oh, schmovement.
Wild comes.
Another team wipe.
That probably shook them up a bit.
You can just look straight down. It's just them. They're gonna be stealing.
In this match, a really impressive effort in the arena.
Hey shit. He's really big for us.
After a fall from power, the powerhouses have respawned. Unbolting a vault is the shock and awe.
You just go for 6 or something?
In the bank, the live wire snagged a cash out.
The data center.
A new vault just
Oh, they already spawned on it. I think we just post up at A.
more shock and less
Oh,
awe
you should
as the
post up
shock
at
and awe
B.
get hit by another team wipe.
I know, but like this one's gonna be coming in first.
The high notes have started to open the vault.
Oh, we need him.
How did I not kill him? Medium's
plugged.
1 HP in my body. Never mind, he's getting healed. They're both above.
Opportunity awaits for our contestants as we're heading
And go
into
Riz.
time.
The live wires are at the top.
We just go B, ignore this. I think we just go B, ignore it, right?
Okay, sure.
And then,
Yeah, you should.
Special delivery.
bro, no way, what? This zip, bro. And I fell through the
All of them
one hole
dead.
on bridge.
Oh, I'm dead. And it's gonna get doubled. Alright, I mean, that's
What we
fine.
need.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To win this game show.
It's true.
They're both low. Okay. Charging.
I'm dead from orange.
That's all pink though. If we get orange too, that's actually perfect. We gotta go help him.
Just wait a bit.
Yeah. We can pad
One
right.
of them fell up. Okay, one of purple's dead. I'm gonna put a gateway just above point. One of the purples are low.
With only 30 seconds to
I'm
go.
sitting on green.
Alright. Purple's all white.
Push could change everything.
Yeah, I also don't want pink in either.
Yeah. Orange is green. No, just double heavy. They're gonna go for steel. He's gas. Nice. Good shit.
Well done.
Well, folks, the live wires are the team to beat as we charge into the final round.
Oh, got an at in Ulta's finest. Oh no.